Hello there, this is Red Joy, and today I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? I am diving into a new Baldur's Gate hardcore insane difficulty run using SCS as a Shaman. Now, Shaman is a class that I've looked down on. I think it's got an interesting kind of mechanic, but it has a couple of extra weird features to it that I'm not a big fan of, and I just don't think it has a huge amount of power compared to other classes. Now, I'm doing this for a number of reasons. One is that a lot of you guys have requested for me to do a Shaman, so I'm going to do a Shaman and I'm going to rock it until my character dies and it's back to the beginning of the game. Second, I am doing this because it is a challenge, right? The whole point is for me to get better, right? I'm not saying I'm an expert in SCS. I'm not saying I think I'm fair to say I've played Baldur's Gate itself for a very, very, very long time, but SCS is still new to me. So my goal is to get better and better and better when I play these games. And what way could I get better than playing a class that's a very difficult class to play? The third reason why I'm doing this is to try out a new format. As you guys have noticed, my videos have gotten longer and longer and longer and longer when I do these playthroughs. And I think it's great, and I'm really enjoying that, but I do recognize that some people want to have kind of a slightly more diminished, or not diminished, a slightly shorter experience when they watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 videos a week of this Shaman run. Each of them will run between 25 to 35 minutes, and we're going to see if you guys like that format. If you do, leave a thumbs up or leave a comment below. I'm still doing my other runs, so you feel free to watch those. So with that, let's go ahead and check out our character Magda, our Shamaness.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Alright, so if you can guess, I am editing this down for speed. I'm speeding my way through Candlekeep itself. I'm doing all the quests. I always do all the quests in Candlekeep because it gives a nice little start to the experience, especially for thieves. But Shaman have an interesting thing. First off, they have additional spells that they get for absolute free. The way that a Shaman works is that, kind of like a sorcerer, they pick out the spells each level that they have as their kind of powers, right? For Magda, I chose healing spell, basic healing spell, cure light wounds, and sanctuary. Sanctuary is good for getting in and out of places very quickly. I edit this, by the way, to speed through because the YouTube gods don't really like me playing the music as it is. But what we're going to do is we're going to get our equipment. And as I was saying, like, so I pick out the spells, right? Each level, and I get those spells basically for the game for the entire duration of the game. But I have to pick out which spells exactly I want to have, right? So in every level, I get new spells that are kind of my powers, right? Later on, I'm going to pick up like Sun Scorch. I'm going to pick up Cure Poison, and I'll pick up other spells as well. And I'll also get free Shaman spells that I don't. You'll see how effective they are either today or in other playthroughs. So the other kind of mechanic that Shaman have. First off, also Shaman, and you got to see a little bit of this, but Shamans also get the ability to pick up other weapons, like short bows and axes in particular, and I think that's actually pretty cool. I'm using a quarterstaff just in case my weapon breaks. I don't want to waste the gold getting a new weapon. So the other mechanic they have is the Shaman Dance, and we will use that today because I do want to kind of play the character with a full fidelity, make sure that they are that the Shaman is given their full day in the sun, right? So do all the quests. Now the downside to Shaman, as I mentioned earlier, is that they don't have the same power that other casting classes have. For example, they I think they only get like certain spells, certain total spell. Like I think it's something like, you know, at the highest level, a total of like 40 odd spells compared to like a sorcerer or a mage that will get many more spells. And I think this is castings per day. I'll have to double check and look up the more information on that. But the whole point is that you have a little more flexibility as far as your kind of martial ability goes, but you have slightly less casting potential, which I find it a little odd. I think I heard another kind of description to say that the Shaman is a little bit like a warlock, right? The warlock has a lot of castings per day, but only a very small number of spells. And I can appreciate that, right? So we're gonna give this our full respect. Just as soon as we can beat Carbos. At least he's rolling with a minus. He's rolling with a -1. I was rolling with a -2.
Yes.
And I still beat him.
Something on your mind?
Main protagonist superpower, right here. Alright, now we can switch to the axe. You have my axe.
Right.
I should have joined the army.
And so our stats, by the way, we have very, very low charisma. If you've never seen me play before, I usually just roll characters with low charisma. It's not that I don't think charisma is important. I think it is very important. But in both Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2, you can get an item very early on that just boosts your charisma up to 18. So if you need to sacrifice charisma for other stats, do that. Especially if you find that you're rolling like nothing higher than like an 84, and it's like, okay, well, the choice is in order for my character to have like decent stats, I have to have like one dumb stat. Charisma should be your dumb stat if it's all possible. So
What do you need?
Head back over. And then she has the interesting thing too about shamans is that they don't the power that they
Very well.
Their wisdom doesn't actually influence the number of castings that they get, right? It's kind of similar to, for example, yeah, their shaman, like her wisdom is only, I think, like 15 or 16.
If we ever become separate,
And which is not very high because she doesn't need it to be high. I boosted it up artificially because her other stats, she actually had a pretty good roll, a roll of 89. So her physical stats are all at the highest point. Constitution, I think, is 17, but it doesn't matter once you get past 16.
Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Something else too is her strength and dexterity are also high. Intelligence is 12, right? And her intelligence is 8. I could have made her intelligence 3, but I have a mod that says the lowest it can be is 8, and it has the rolls kind of match up for that, because I like having more even-handed stuff.
The dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
The Friendly Arm.
Hey, it's me,
Alright, so Emwyn will be picked up no matter what. I recently have gotten into the habit of just grabbing her stuff, right, and picking her up later, because she does work nicely as a utility thief. If you grab her before you go to level, before you do the Nashkel Mines, even if your character is up very high level, she, her being at level 2, not the end of the world, right? Because then she or even level 1, because then she will level up very, very quickly. You don't need to have high thief skills to get through Nashkel Mines. You need, I think, a fine traps of 30, I believe, to get through those traps. By the way, something was happening with my mouse when I was doing this recording. It was double clicking in certain places. That's what was making the rolling for stats very difficult. I was very lucky to catch one of those 89s, and it also misclicked, and I drank a potion that I didn't mean to drink.
Something troubling you?
Very obnoxious. Zara Matron, Sylvie, grabbed the diamond, grabbed all the stuff, realized I have no lore.
Oh, there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge.
In fact, I feel like I have even less lore than other goons would have. All right, let's go here. All right, now we're gonna kite, and yes, we're gonna speed through. Spoiler alert: she lives, but I want to show you the full fidelity of how we're gonna do this. No, I'm gonna hold off on my potion of speed. Oh, but we're gonna have Gibberling join the chase. So some people are like, "Oh, well, why bother doing this? Why bother grabbing this ogre in the early game, right? He doesn't give that much experience points." Well, no, but he does have the belt at the beginning, and if you have a distance weapon, you might as well, right? You're gonna outpace him as far as your running goes. It reminds me of also the thing we'll do later on. We take out Shoal the Nearad, right? It's the same logic, except that's way more experience points, and same exact consequence, right? We don't want to have her touch us, right? We don't want the ogre touching us, so same exact logic. These Gibberlings we would probably face off, right? We would probably fight. In fact, I think we have a Gibberling that we fight later on. We're going to open up all the areas. Bearghost. Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's go turn off our music.
Here now, get out. I don't like your type in here.
You tell him, Marl.
Are you talking to me?
1131.
Are you talking to me?
No, 11331. I think. Just read the dialogues. Just be diplomatic. Read the dialogues. Anyway, go over here.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Very well.
There you go. Do the same thing. Get 300 gold.
Very well.
Especially if you're playing on double difficulty, there is no point in getting into needless fights. Just kite. Kite, get yourself through, explore areas, no shame in any of it. Run through, kill the Gibberling. See, here we're going to fight it. Yep. Alright. Here I was genuinely like, okay, what do I want to do? I think we just want to open up more areas. So, ooh.
You have been waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
Right.
Enemies with bows can be a little bit scary, but most of the enemies that hit you early on in the game, their skill with a bow is really, really bad. So, we'll go ahead and handle Shoulder Nearad now. Just get that taken care of.
Yes.
Please to help me, will you? I am alone on this desolate dry land, and I'd rather be.
You'd rather be
Please to
swimming?
help me, will you? I'm alone on this desolate dry land, and who knows what lurks in. Please to help. Please to help me, will you? I'm alone on this desolate dry land, and who knows what lurks in these woods.
Well, then why are you in the
Please to help me, will
woods?
you? I'm alone on this desolate dry land.
I've said it once and I said it before. And I'll say it again.
Please to help me.
A Nereid is supposed to be like the equivalent of the gods. Like they're supposed to be able to like converse with the gods and hang out with them.
Please to help me, will you?
So this makes this entire thing, if you're going to take the Nereids for what they were, then we should be respectful of the fact that like I'm basically killing one of the gods' neighbors right now. 5,000 experience. Alright, let's go ahead and level up. By the way, is that not even at this point, but it's much later on that I realized that I don't have the music on. But I'm going to choose Sunscorch. I like Sunscorch. It does some immediate damage, but then it also has the potential to blind an opponent, which is really nice. Blinding an opponent basically makes them an easy kill, as long as they stay blind.
Yes, I am.
Alright. So... And now I'm tired. Like, I think I've been tired. Alright, let's go ahead and handle this. Okay, now something else that I do that's a little bit different from what others do. I do the Mellencamp quest. I know that some people view it as a waste of time because it's basically a 50-50 shot as to whether you get 2,000 experience points. But for the early game, 2,000 experience points? Yeah, I'll take that chance. I'll take that chance. Plus, you get a little experience in killing the wolf and killing the skeleton. So, it's not really a big deal. And if you skip it, I don't blame anybody for skipping it. But I find it to be kind of a easy way to get a good chance at early game XP.
Let's spill some blood.
No, we're not spilling blood, sweetie. It's a skeleton. Skeletons don't have blood. It's got bone juice, though. Bone juice. Alright.
Yes.
I be Thalantir. Why do I live in such a pissant town?
Alright, let's see. Where the mute status. Mellencamp is the thief. Alright.
Why do I live in such a pissant town?
Well, here's your problem, buddy. You chose your skill, your school of magic well. You're a conjurer. You're not a transmuter.
Why do I live in such a pissant town?
That was your problem. Alright. I also like to buy containers. I have a mod that lets me alter items called the Thalantir item mod. It's in the description below. And it lets me modify items.
Don't touch me.
It also gives me the capability to pick up containers. Remember that ring I told you about early on in the game that you can pick up? That gives you Charisma 18? Just grabbed it. So now I pretty much have the same charisma as... I have better charisma than Ajantis right now. Or I will once I put the ring on.
Very well.
Yeah, because my lore is garbage.
You're a long-tongued lout, ain't you?
So I'm sure you saw it. I picked up the Kolket amulet. All of this early part of the game is just to get as much XP as possible, right? I've gotten into big trouble with trying to solo goons, or not solo goons, but do the solo game too early, and not actually like getting the group at a good time. For the Shaman, I feel like it's gonna be I gotta get as many levels as possible. I think the same thing would be said for like a sorcerer, right? Come on, there you go. Where you want to get as many spell levels as possible, right? Yeah, of course I don't have music on. I try the Shaman dance, but then my AI takes over. I kick myself out of it. So we will do this hobgoblin. I think we can take care of. All right. Now what I'm gonna do, turn my AI off, do the Shaman dance. Fingers crossed. There we go. Okay, I have 2 creatures at once. I mean, it's either this or I'd be kiting around, so... There we go. Alright, so review of the Shaman class, review of the Shaman dance. It's okay. At least right now it's okay. We'll see how it turns out.
Very well.
Yes?
Okay. Turn in Joe's ring, get easy 400 XP.
Yes?
Then we will go north. Take care of a few things up here. First off, kill these goons. They are evil. They kill a mama. They kill the mama for their storm god. And they have a nice flail that I can sell. And cash. This is a little bit annoying. This guy is like pulling me in to where I know that there are Ankegs all around. And the Ankegs, of course, aren't going to attack him. Which I think is so silly about this game, right? Is it's like, obviously the Ankegs would attack the farmers, right? Because they're just random Joes that are just on their territory. So why wouldn't they kill them? I find that very annoying. There we go. Get that 6 gold. Alright, now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use Sanctuary, waltz through, and grab the stuff in here. We will end up killing the Ankegs later on. We have exactly the tools, not the tools yet. We don't have the tools yet needed to kill the Ankegs, but we're going to grab the stuff in here, which you can grab items while you're Sanctuaried. Sanctuary is a very nice spell. I'm shocked I don't take it on more of my characters.
Please, will no one help me? Anyone?
Be nice to this guy.
Nowhere else to be turning. 'Twill be hard going without my son. 'Twill be hard going without my son.
1000 XP. Then we'll go north. Get to talk to Tanya.
Stop! You are trespassing on my
Then we get a level up. You can do the Tanya thing first, and you'll be totally fine. But here I think a long time about what thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2-weapon style. That way, if I put somebody to sleep or something like that, then I can wail on them with 2 weapons and be even better at doing it. Trying to figure out what spell, but I think really the obvious choice is slow poison. And with that, that's going to wrap us up for the day. If you like what I do, give the video a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. Take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.